What's up, you Wimley Womley Gobbler knobs? I was recently coerced into making a new video based around Mechwarrior again. So this time we're going to concentrate on Mechwarrior Quadrology. For those not familiar with it, it's pretty much a scene group compilation, and the funny thing is the scene groups actually put together stuff that is pretty decent, and it actually just kind of works. This is mainly for those who want to just download something, click a few buttons, and the game just works. So I understand that DGVoodoo is a little hard to comprehend for some people, and sometimes my videos just don't work. So this is going to be just a bare minimum, clickety click, clackety clack, you're in the game, okay? So we're going to concentrate on Mechwarrior 3. So first we'll start by mentioning that Catalyst release group, as you can see here. So there's a bit of legality revolving around this. So I will just link a Reddit thread so that there you will have a way to Google it, and if you find exactly what you're supposed to be looking for, which I'm sure you will because you're smart cookies, right? Smart cookies. You'll search for it, download it. If you do run a virus scan, it should have 2 or 3 files that are false positives. They're going to be no CD cracks. So all right, so moving on, we have the Mechwarrior 3. So whenever you launch the auto run, this bottom window here or whatever will pop up, and then you can just click S and D to turn off the sound if you don't want it. Click Mechwarrior 3. You'll notice that Pirate's Moon is also selected. If you can see that in the video, I'm not real sure. And then this window here will pop up, which is what we're concentrating on. So you go ahead and click next. I don't know why my mouse double clicked. I guess I'm getting the double click issue. Yay, Logitech. This is kind of just an overview of what you'll be installing here. Click next again. This will be where you install 2. Pretty typical for a game installer. And then expect conflicts. Okay, I'm not installing, whatever. Anyways, this is where you want to kind of concentrate. So anything on the left side you don't really have to worry about, but the no CD and emulation is where we want to concentrate on. So this tries to install an older version of Daemon Tools Lite, and using the newer versions does not work. So for this particular game, you won't be able to use the original CD music. Just select a no CD fix. So before you do this and before you install, I highly recommend turning off the Windows Defender or turning off the real-time scan, or you're gonna get blocked basically, because this is one of those false positives that we were talking about. It is a no CD fix. Those of you who are familiar with these know that most all major scene groups that incorporate a no CD fix is always a false positive, so don't worry about that. As you can see, game is already installed on my machine, and it's working fine. I've actually had this release for quite a while, but I just never played with it because I prefer using the DGVoodoo method. Anyway, so click install, and then it'll do its thing. All right, so then we can close out of this. Launch Mechwarrior 3, and then you'll be greeted with this little screen here. So you have the option of playing the original campaign in Pirate's Moon. It installs both at the same time. These 2 will not be selected as soon as you launch it, so you will need to use fill screen. You don't need to configure. Click on run game on single CPU and D-draw refresh rate, and make sure it's at 60 Hertz. This is very imperative to making the game run, and you don't have an acid trip HUD and everything like that. I have now tested this particular release on 3 different machines with 3 different setups and 3 different monitor types. It has worked for me on all 3. Virtual drive detection is simple. Just leave that by default. Leave font fix at experimental, because we just want the game to work, don't we? This is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Original campaign in Pirate's Moon works flawlessly for me with this simple method. And then once you just click whichever one you want to play, you get in the game, you're going. That's simple. I mean, literally, it's that simple. If you want higher resolution, if you want anti-aliasing, texture filtering, font smoothing, and all that other stuff, you need to go down and go to my channel and go to DGVoodoo and play with that. You do have the option to use DXWND. You do have the option to configure it with fill screen. You can come in here and you can modify the parameters. If you're familiar with using DXWND and you want to change the resolution and GDI hooking and DirectX options and blah 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 blah, you are free to do as you will. Just use at your own discretion, because I've not had any luck using DXWND. I think it's inferior to DGVoodoo, and I prefer using DGVoodoo for all of the extra beautifications for Mechwarrior 3. So I think that is pretty much it. Links will be down in the description below. This is just a short, simple video to just get people going really quickly. We also have a new Mechwarrior 3 Discord. I'm sure Freako has been testing to see if his weapons mod will work on this game. He hasn't told me or not, so I'm not going to confirm that. If you're wondering why we have a new Discord, it's because our fearless leader for the original Discord went MIA and we can't modify any of the channel settings or anything. He was the only person that can do that. So I will have a link to the new Discord down in the description, as well as a Reddit thread, so you know exactly what to Google search. I highly suggest using the Google Drive version if you can find that still. I'm sure somebody has a link somewhere. Or you can either hit up our Discord channel and send me a PM, obviously on PP Mechwarrior, and I can hook you up with this. So have fun.